Yes, people, we are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A, where we answer sporting questions from the chat, people. So it's all about the lovely citizens in this crazy city of sarcasm. So get your questions in, people. Get your questions in. If you're a member of the channel, then your question takes priority, like a super chat as well, people. So if you're a member of the channel, let me know if my mic's okay, people. Let me know if my mic's okay, if it sounds a bit hollow, but it should be all right. But as I was saying, yes, if you're a member of the channel, your question takes priority. And of course, if you super chat, I'll make sure I get to your question as well. So there are two surefire ways to make sure your question is answered. Chelsea lose at Anfield. Chelsea lose 2-1 at Anfield, so I'm sure that's going to be the biggest talking point. Manchester City, John Stones, last-minute winner as they win away at Wolves. Of course, yesterday, you had Spurs putting 4 past West Ham. Manchester United comeback win with goals from Garnacho and Højlund to beat Brentford at home. Also, was there Arsenal losing? How could I forget that? Arsenal losing in some would say controversial fashion. Saliba sent off, but they lost 2-0 down in the seaside to Bournemouth. But big up to everyone that's locked in. Whether you're watching this live right now, watching this back after, run up the likes. I don't like how this color is, But anyways, people, yes, run up the likes on the video. Make sure you do so, whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back after. Share across all the socials as well. And that's me, Flawless, at Sarcasm City TV across all the socials. And on top of those two things, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Sarcasm City TV is rolled to 13,000 subscribers. We're trying to get there before that month is out. So I got the gang. Well, some of the gang are in the building. Victor's here, Jez is here, Prime's here. Well, you man telling me, man. You man good. What's going on?
I'm good, man. I'm good, man. Yeah, man. God plays the white centre back.
This guy.
Bro, look at this guy, man. I was about to say something crazy, but basically, it's starting with a C, but ended with an N. That's what I was going to
Hey, Jez, let me just ask. Which part of you, Jez?
No, it was double O.
Jez, which part of you is saying that you're Ghana side or you're German side?
Both, bro.
All right. Anyways, let me get to the chat. You lot jokers. Big up to Warrior J, big up King, big up Barrio, Chinlu, Manj, certified in the cut as well. Ibrahim, Warrior, we'll get to this. Don't worry about that. Time to shine. Good to see you in the chat. The professor. Make sure Sheik TV. Make sure you subscribe to Sheik. Shout out to my guy Sheik every single time. Big, and I already said, Manj, Ibrahim, salute to you as well. Warrior J already did ask about it. Again, get your questions in, people. Get your questions in. Keep them just on the Premier League. If you have another question, that's cool. But preferably, keep them on the Premier League results. And I know the vast majority of those questions will be in regards to the big game at Anfield, where Chelsea lost 2-1 to Liverpool. Shrouded in some controversy, but people are always going to complain penalties that shouldn't have been penalties. Maybe there was penalties that weren't given that should have been given. Whole different conversation. But Victor, we'll go to you first and foremost, being one of the Chelsea panelists on here. Thoughts on the game?
I think we played well. I think we had decent amount of possession. We kind of restricted Liverpool to a few attempts, to a few chances, but obviously errors. A few errors led to obviously the goal and a few chances that they had. We're just a battle of two defenses that we said all season. Our defense is crap and theirs is like the best in the league. So that was literally one of the most. That was the basically the biggest factor. Biggest difference between both teams. I don't think our attack was great, but I don't think it was bad either. I think it's just okay. It was good because at the first half we had no shots on target, so I can't say my attack was great with no shots on target in the first half. Yeah, we played much better. They did well to isolate Palmer, and everyone knows once we isolate Palmer, our attack literally doesn't really do that much. So we needed like basically a great pass from Caicedo and a great run from Jackson to get that goal. Yeah, just where the two teams are at the moment. Like Liverpool, obviously more experienced, more gelled together. I don't think it was a massive difference between managers. I don't think Enzo did anything particularly wrong. I think he had to play with what he has. So I don't think they did particularly wrong. But it's just nice to be more competitive because this time last year, like it could have been like 8-1 to Liverpool. Anfield, but this time we're a little bit more competitive. We didn't really concede that many chances. Darwin Núñez didn't have like a hat trick of
There wasn't a lot of chances in the game full stop, to be honest. I don't remember say any keeper making like all the saves they made, you would expect them to make. I don't think there's sensational saves in the game or where you're like, whoa, world class save. We're going as you were.
Yeah, Liverpool had 4 shots on target, 2 were goals. And the rest, I remember, just like shot straight at Sanchez. He didn't like do anything ridiculous. There was no like clearances off the line for like both teams. So it was a very like tough game. Obviously, both teams really played hard. And the only good thing I take away from it is that like if Liverpool's 2-1 up against any team, they're still going like try and get more.
Yeah.
But you can tell they were trying conservative to try and not concede because they knew that any form of space they gave us, we would have obviously capitalized that. So it's good to see that we're kind of getting that kind of respect back. Because it was last season, the 2-1 up, they wouldn't care. They'll still go and get even more.
Yeah. So
it's good to see that like we kind of we're being more competitive in these kind of big games this season. Yeah. Chelsea fans were complaining, said it wasn't a penalty. Whatever, man. We all know refs are shit. I'm tired of complaining about it.
Like, say louder for the people in the back from.
It's basically insert team here. Ref made the wrong decision. Whatever. Like no one like. It's just something that if it happens to your team, you complain. If it doesn't happen to your team, you don't complain. Imagine Wolves fans probably complain about the ref today. Whatever. They're terrible until something gets done about it. Then I don't see no point in complaining. It's just kind of something you got to accept, even though it's shit, but you have to accept it that refs are just going to be terrible in games. I don't think any of the penalties should have been penalties.
Okay.
I think he had a genuine attempt to play the ball. He's like he fully swiped him. If he fully swiped him, his intent to it, I'd be like, okay, you know what, fair enough. That's a straight pen. But he was like attempting to clear the ball. Obviously just misjudging and kicked him, but obviously in letter of the law, anytime contact like that is in the box is a pen.
Yeah.
But I just feel like if that happened anywhere outside the box, I don't think it would have been a foul. But that's just me. So yeah. I'm just saying it's just very positive compared to last season where we literally went there and struggled to this season where we lost, but it felt like could have got a draw out of that, which is very positive compared to last season.
All right, that's fair enough. Hey, big up to Den's in the chat as well, Zane. I see you also.
Big up.
We go to Prime's thoughts on it as well. These are just some of the things Enzo Maresca said. Big up to Warrior J as always. Enzo Maresca on Reece James and Romeo Lavia substitutions for James and Romeo. It was an hour maximum. I decided to change it after 55 minutes. That's from @BobbyVincentFL on Twitter. He goes on to say, for sure, this is on the Chelsea defense. For sure, we need to work for the clean sheet and many things. If you see the goals we score and the ones we concede, the goals we score are probably third or fourth best, and the goals we concede, we are third or fourth for conceding these goals. We can do better. Basically saying what everyone knows about Chelsea's attack being better than them from a defensive standpoint. I think that was it. Yeah, that was it. And Warrior J, I'll start at about Gary O'Neill as well. But Prime, over to you.
Yeah. I think we had a lot of possession in the first half, but the way Slot set up, they were quite pragmatic, I should say. Like they don't have the same high line Klopp has had last season. Season previously, their high. That's funny. Their line is like rocked quite a bit, and the way Salah and no one cares, Jess. And the way Salah and
I didn't say it.
It was Victor.
Yeah, but we don't care. Jess. The worst. Can I speak?
Go ahead, man. I'll the clues. That's what.
Now you shot the wrong man. It was Victor who said it the second time, Prime.
No. I know Victor said it. I know who I shot.
Yeah, absolutely. So
you just said first. Fair enough.
I don't know.
Fair enough. But go on. Yeah, go on, Prime. Go on.
Why is
Anyway, Salah and who's the other? Gakpo were tracking back a lot. They were making sure that Trent and Robertson weren't isolated 1v1, and that was frustrating me in the first half because we weren't allowing Madueke and Sancho to get into situations to be 1v1. And I said after about 20 minutes that they should both switch wings instead of getting the ball and having to cut back in and giving time for people to track back. just switch wings and be able to get down the byline, which obviously that didn't happen. Sancho came off at halftime. Neto came on. He did a lot better up against Trent. But again, Trent was actually played quite well defensively, and he kept showing Neto onto his right foot to cut inside instead of going down. I think Lavia had a brilliant game today. Caicedo had a brilliant game. Reece James starting was a surprise. I thought he would at best be on the bench. He played well, I should say, considering how long he's been out for. A few sloppy moments, but I think he was fine. Sanchez, if Chelsea want to progress into being like a title team, he needs to go.
You can see you can see where the weaknesses are. I think that's what's
and
glaring.
It's not even that he's terrible. He's made improvements this season, but regardless, he's still not of a level, or he's never going to get to that level. Gusto, he didn't do well today. He didn't track back enough. Salah being isolated up against Colwell was awful. Colwell, we know he can't defend in wide areas, and Gusto should have tracked back a lot more to help him out, and he didn't do that. And also, Gusto didn't provide any support to Sancho, because we know the type of winger Sancho is. He's not going to be someone he's not going to beat a man like
he's
the way
blistering, like going past someone. Yeah.
You need someone to bounce the ball off of, and Gusto wasn't providing that at all. Palmer, he got absolutely pocketed today. Curtis Jones deserved the man of the match. He did a brilliant job on Palmer, and I know Palmer's game is quite relaxed, but in situations like this, you have to do something to get out of a man marking situation. It reminds me of what Herrera did against Hazard all those years. Hazard didn't do anything to get out of it. You have to try. Jackson had a good game today, considering I think he only had one shot, probably two shots on goal, and he scored with his first one in the second half. Jackson had a very good game today. Maresca overall, I think he did well. He set us up correctly. I think some of his substitutions were poor. Bringing on Nkunku and then you're playing him on the left wing. I would rather have played Jackson on the left and then played Nkunku up top. Not having Mudryk in the squad, I think Mudryk could have done well coming off the bench up against Trent.
So you'd have threw Mudryk out there?
Well, at least on the bench. Bring Mudryk off the bench.
Oh, bring him off the bench. Okay,
whatever, it is what it is. I think Liverpool controlled the game well in a lot of stages. They're experienced, players in that team shows a lot. And Slot is he's a brilliant manager, he's a brilliant tactician. There's a reason that I actually from what I've heard about him and the stuff that I've researched about him, I rate the guy. He's very he's aware tactically. But whatever, it is what it is. We had a good showing and a good performance with this type of squad going there at Anfield. Realistically, we were never going to get the win. At best, I think we did deserve a draw, but we go on and we have to improve from this. And this also shows that there's certain players in this team that, if we truly do want to progress, they either have to improve or we need to upgrade on them. But
let me guess it. Those they the two centre backs and the goalkeeper. And the right
I didn't even speak on them. Tossin and Colwell. They got pulled apart. And then
I don't think Colwell was that bad. I think
I think both of them, to be honest. I looked at both of them kind of. If I'm really being honest, because see the thing is partly. Obviously, Brad, are you finished before I go? Or?
No, I'm not done. I think they were both bad.
Continue.
For the they were both bad. Tossin for the foul that people were saying was a red card. The same with Saliba's yesterday. I think a yellow. It is what it is. But if the ref is going to give the red card, I can also see it too. I don't really mind or care either way. But you shouldn't be dragged into those sort of situations anyway. You should be a lot smarter than that. And Colwell, I will say that he should have been helped more defensively by Gusto. Gusto should have been up against Salah. That's why he was played on that side. You shouldn't allow Colwell to get dragged into wide areas because we know what he's like. But yeah, if we can improve on the centre backs, maybe at least get one top centre back, get a top goalkeeper. Yeah, I think we can start to see something.
Yeah.
But
I don't think you're that way.
We're not, and which is I'm so happy because how we were looking last season, how we've been the past few years, and we're now starting to see something with this project and all these players that we're signing, and now the media and the rivals are starting to see what we're trying to do, which is always a good thing. Yeah, you're always going to have people who are trying to prey on the downfall, but I don't know. We just continue to go. I have a lot more confidence now about us getting top 4, regardless of how I don't like this defense. But I look at everyone else around us, Spurs and Man United, they're not better than us, regardless. So I think we should comfortably get top 4 and then win a trophy. And next season we go upgrade and we improve. Go on, Jez.
All right, cool. Now, obviously, before anybody in the chat say, Jess is hating because I'm not praising Chelsea. Bro, in the playbook, I was literally saying that I thought Chelsea was actually good today, actually, regardless about the loss. But I do also think there's also a bit of, partly I do think there have been people who've been overrating the performance from an aspect of, people do forget that, and this is also goes back to Brian's point about the centre backs and the goalkeeper. This could have been like a 4-2, 5-2 Liverpool if Liverpool would actually capitalize on some of the mistakes that Chelsea did when they were trying to play from the back and were under pressure. People forget about these chances as well, I feel like. And I feel like if the game is not all of a sudden like a 4-2, 5-2, the narrative all of a sudden would be spin about how bad Chelsea was. But because it was kind of like a tight game, Liverpool wasn't out here trying to have the possession, trying to go and press as much. Like, they were happy to sit in the mid block and let Chelsea have the possession. And to be fair to Slot, like I said, I agree with Prime. I rate Slot as a manager. Like, Slot was one of my managers that I wanted. Not to actually when Conte got sacked. Like, he knew that this Chelsea attack wasn't doing anything today. I'll be real. There wasn't I felt Liverpool's just structurally and also the individuals within the system did a good job on the wingers. And I feel like Chelsea, especially with Maresca's system, I feel like the wing play is very important. If you shut down that mid wing play and you shut them down the way they were shutting down Cole Palmer, nothing's gonna happen. Reece James wasn't getting forward enough. Again, because Maresca wants him to be staying in the position that he is. Gusto, I think it was more for tactical reason why he wasn't supporting Sancho as much. I think he wanted him to be in those positions. And we talked about how
but Gusto, he wasn't. But Gusto was then in no man's land because he wasn't tracking back. He also wasn't supporting.
I think this is where you can definitely look from the individual player, yes. But I think also from a tactical standpoint, from making Gusto the left back, I feel like it would have been more vital to just start the game with a Wega, because before the game started, and obviously Charles Will, he put in leaks out there that these three was going to start. Gusto, Reece, and Lavia. I called it straight away. It's going to be Gusto on the left back position, and I don't know how, and I didn't know how to feel about it, because I think Gusto's a good player, but I think it's completely different for a player who's used to playing right back to defend in the left back, especially if you go on invert. It's a whole new feeling. It's a whole new inverting. Yes, surely do better in aspects, yes, but I do think it would have been better if you just go out right with a Wega. But then again, maybe it was a thinking of, maybe Maresca knew we're going to have the possession, because Slot is not necessarily going to fight for possession like that. So I want to have a bit more of a ball player like Gusto on that left back position over a Wega. And if the game goes our way, then I'll bring a Wega on. and just have a relaxed game. But so it could be many reasons for that. Personally, I felt the strongest part of Chelsea's team today was the midfield. Personally, I felt outside Palmer, obviously. Palmer was gone the whole game. Me personally, but Caicedo and Lavia, and I've been saying this for a time, bro. Me, in my opinion, their best pivot is Caicedo and Lavia. I don't think Enzo. Everybody healthy. I don't believe that Enzo's in the midfield, and I don't believe necessarily that Enzo's a bad player. But I've been talking about it. Enzo is a luxury player. You have to build a midfield around him, and is it really worth building the midfield around just for him to shine? Is he that good? Because if you build a midfield around somebody, or if you build a team around somebody, that guy needs to be that guy. He needs to be that guy, and I feel like Enzo hasn't won.
I don't even think he's a luxury player. He's just not performing. He doesn't do the basics.
Nah, but it's just the thing though, Brian. I feel like if you want to get the best out of him, though, I'm talking about like just from even if you say from the basic, that's cool. But I feel like a player like Enzo, if you really want to see the best out of him, the best version of himself I do think is a luxury player. Because I feel like, me personally, I'll personally say from a profile perspective, he's actually a lot closer to a Cruz. But then the midfield needs to actually fit where. Yeah. Then the midfield has to fit. Like, for example, if you would have thrown in a Cruz in this Chelsea midfield right now, Cruz is not going to look the same like he did at Madrid. I just don't believe so.
If you put Cruz just next to Caicedo with Palmer in front.
But the way
Cruz would be at a better level, but he wouldn't look like the previous. You lot continue to get your questions in.
I disagree because the part of why Maresca is here is because of Enzo Fernandez. Because his system's meant to get the best out of Enzo. Enzo just doesn't do the basics well at all.
Hey, so let me ask you the question then, Prime. What do you think your best midfield trio is?
I agree with Jez. I've been saying our best pivot is Caicedo Lavia. I've been saying that.
No, but do you think your Caicedo, Lavia, and Enzo in there, and then Palmer right in another way? Because Enzo not at the level. That's basically what I'm asking.
No.
Okay.
I think based on how Enzo's performing, because like for me, a lot of people's problem with Enzo is that he doesn't do well defensively, and he's not scoring or assisting a lot of goals. That's not my problem with him, though, personally. I know what his weaknesses are, and I don't really care about that. Mm-hmm. I care about the fact of I know what your strengths are, and you're not performing. Enzo's profile of a player, I actually like that sort of profile. I like the Cruz, Modric, Scholes, Pirlo profile of player. Enzo is not performing to that level. He doesn't take a foothold of the game. He doesn't dictate the tempo of our play at all. That's a lot of games Chelsea have played this season have been so hectic and end-to-end and basketball like it's so chaos. Maresca has said that quite a few times in press conferences about how our first half of games are so end-to-end. And yes, you as the media will enjoy it, but me, I don't like it. It's so look at the Wolves first half as opposed to the second half against Wolves. Brighton first half as opposed to the second half. How chaotic the first halves were and how we did a lot better in the second half. Enzo's not doing that consistently. And that's frustrating. And he's going to be in the team. And I think he has to be because he's our vice captain. He's going to be in the team a lot more. The guy needs to kick on now. And he's been here 2 years now, 2 years plus, and it's still nothing. You have a manager built for you, and you're still not performing.
You know what? Before you go, Jess, I'm just going one thing. I just don't think he's good enough. But go on. That's what I think it is.
For me, that's definitely. But that's definitely partly a reason because, like I said, because the reason why I use Cruz as an example is because yes, do I think Cruz is gonna be Cruz like we knew if he were in this Chelsea midfield? No, but he would still be a lot better than what Enzo. So this is where I do agree with Prime is that can Enzo do a lot better regardless of how the current system is? Yes, he can definitely do a lot better, but I do think that this is where I do believe is that because Enzo's currently not at that type of level where Cruz is, you would see Cruz play. That's why I believe you need to do the extra and having a midfield build for him to get them the best out of him until he can consistently show, you know what, I can consistently do it even if the midfield's a bit different. But I feel like at the moment in time, we haven't seen, and this is one of the things where this was one of the things when obviously I was like, yo, I rate Renzo Fernandez when he was at Benfica, but I did remember it was a very early move. It was only 6 months in his Benfica tenure, and I also believed that it needed a little bit more time because he only just moved to Europe. I do think people forget that he only at the time moved to Europe as well for those 6 months. So and it didn't help that you had all these manager changes, managers not necessarily putting him in the right places to coach him. You get hella slander from the fan base. Sometimes they praise you, sometimes they slander you on a consistent basis. So it doesn't necessarily help him. But then obviously from a professional standpoint, can you do also as a professional a lot better? Yes. But this is where I believe.
But he doesn't get slandered from fan base, though. He gets the majority of the fans praise and protection.
But we know why.
You know why. If
you think it's the same reason, why do you think he gets protected by their fan base?
It's the type of player he is. It's the type of player. It's the type of.
We went together too much because that's exactly what I was going to say.
It's the type. It's the type. But this is football 101 right there. But if you want to this is football 101. If you want to write the cases on a fan base.
It's either be technically cold or be a try hard and kiss the badge and pump up the crowd.
No, but Jez, that's my point against what you said. Though he's not getting called out by this fan base. People were telling me first game of the season, Caicedo's the problem in our midfield. It's not ending. This is the mad thing because there are people though maybe it's not your fan base necessarily, but obviously people from the outside who maybe say some people are seen as haters. Me personally, I'm not trying to hate on Enzo. I think he's a good player. But I've been calling it like we had the conversation time and time again. Like I do still believe that Caicedo Lavi is the better pivot between them. But then it goes back to what me and Flo is the same thing that we were thinking is that because he is the level of technical player, you just can't hate him. And which is crazy because you're right, Brian. I think Caicedo has been actually very good for Chelsea this season. Yet the praise from your own fan base doesn't match. Yet when I see big up Lewis and big up Kaneki. But then
yeah, man, big up Lewis in the building.
So you see Caicedo. I think he's been really good this season. Last season, sometimes I was slandering out there just to take the piss. But this season, I actually think he's been quite great this season, actually.
He's been very good.
But the slander that he was receiving last season, even when he had good games, you are right in that aspect. That your fan base is very, very reluctant when it comes to giving that slander then to an Enzo. When both of them, from a price tag perspective, weren't even far apart either.
So bro, there was guys in my chat trying to cook Caicedo in the first half.
I said, he was good. He was good.
Yep. Wait, what?
No.
There was Chelsea fans in your chat trying to cook Caicedo.
Yep. Yeah, and then if you want to go one step further, I saw Lavia slander.
What? He was the best player on the pitch in the first half.
I saw Lavia slander. People, what's Lavia doing? You man wanted it to start. What?
He ironically was.
Hey, Lewis, turn down your mic just a little bit.
Oh yeah, sorry.
It's all good, fam.
You know why?
Yeah, I know he's in the mad Chelsea studio. Carefully now. Yeah, I know. I've been there. I know. Big up to Northside for the raid as well. Everyone who's just joined over from Northside channel. Shout out to Northside. Make sure you subscribe to his channel if you haven't. That's my bro right there. And run up the likes. There's now over 130 of you lot in the building. Only at 46 likes. Let's get up to 100 likes. Like check 1 2 1 2. Like check 1 2 1 2. Go on, Jess. Finish your point.
Yeah, just quick. I just want to finish it in here. Obviously we had just the end to obviously say, but now I'll be honest. Like, I like what I've been seeing from Chelsea obviously this season. Do I still think that? Like, see, this is the crazy part about it. Like, now I'm seeing it's just the conversations that we had. Like, all of the sudden, it's like when the team loses, all of the sudden, it's like it's the end of the world. The team is not that good, and obviously, I go later on. Obviously, if there's a Tottenham thing going on, because I need to speak on that as well. But let's see how the season progresses. Because I really don't think there should be any meltdown from Chelsea fans. Me personally, because I do think that you went out there like the other two said. You went up there. You didn't go out there and embarrass yourself. You give these guys a good game, and yeah, it's the things that you can work on. In my opinion, yes. Like I felt defensively at times when Liverpool tried to counter, the rest defense sometimes looked very weak from Chelsea at times. But I'm just kind of wondering, like, I felt like Liverpool at times had it a bit too easy, and couple decision making better from Liverpool could have ended up in goal scoring situations. But then at times it was Liverpool messing up, or Chelsea then at the end just clearing it up. But now, man, it was an entertaining game as a neutral, and both teams been looking solid this season, I must say. And obviously, shout out to Liverpool though. Like, we do have to give them credit for the performance today. Like, I personally thought they were quite flawless, despite the, obviously, no pun intended. I felt they were quite flawless, despite outside the goal, which was kind of unlucky because Konate had his leg literally stuck out from running, which made the difference there. Because I thought Liverpool was really good, and that game next week, if they go on their away to Emirates and win, I feel like the conversations about slot and Liverpool is gonna go up a level, because obviously people have been saying Liverpool hasn't played anybody, and they played Chelsea. They're going to Emirates next.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Lewis, you don't.
Yeah.
Thoughts before you go, Kaneki. Thoughts on the game, Lewis, because I haven't even heard your thoughts on it, so I'm unsure. The game itself.
Ultimately lost to the better team. I've been saying all evening that I think it was a tale of two defenses, and like their defensive system was just really good, and it neutralized us. Sancho probably wasn't the right fit for this game because he likes to slow down the play a little bit more, and that just played right into Liverpool's hands because they didn't really want to step too far out anyway. I think Robertson did well to cut out the space in behind Noni, so he didn't really have a lot to run into. Even then, I guess we still made some chances here and there, but like, we never really created too much, and that ultimately comes down to Liverpool and how good they are defensively. But I think we still did well in the midfield, did well to progress the ball, and it kind of just comes down to moments. Like the first goal is a silly penalty to give away, and we kind of should have had a penalty for a similar decision ourselves. Referees and consistency, there's no point even going into it. The second goal is what really annoys me because we equalize immediately and just fall asleep. It is such a preventable goal. Like Reece James, who, to be honest, didn't have that bad of a game, just fell asleep in that moment. Doesn't close down the gap between him and Tosin and is basically ball watching. Allows Jones to come in. Maybe Sanchez could have come out as well. He didn't have a good game. But that's all it really came down to. I think we did well in the midfield. Lavia did his thing. Caicedo did as well. I think Enzo was also good off the bench. The game management was great for me. Like taking Sancho off and bringing Neto on was completely the right call. And Kunku left wing. My only gripe. We know he can't do the left wing. Play him centrally. Either move Palmer to the right or take Palmer off and keep Noni on. One or the other. But we don't need to just be throwing him onto the left-hand side. That's my only real gripe with Maresca in that game. I think everything else he handled really well. But ultimately, they're top for a reason. They got the least goals conceded for a reason. So I don't have any reason to be too annoyed. Yeah, maybe we could have got the pen. Maybe they should have got their pen taken away. Whatever. Ultimately, like, their defense cancelled us out. And I think that's what it really came down to.
Yeah. First
and also Salah did his thing again, so shout out to him.
Yeah. That the pass for the goal was quality. The second goal. Kaneki, thoughts on the game?
Yeah, it played out exactly play for play, like I said it would on the Yardman podcast. Exactly how I said it would play out. Everything that would have been done, it was done. I said if Chelsea were smart, Chelsea put 2 versus 1 against Trent. Today, I go with Jadon Sancho. You saw that Gusto never offered the overlapping runs that Cucurella would have offered on the wing. There were a lot of times where Sancho had isolated Trent, where if Gusto makes the overlapping run, Chelsea would have been in Liverpool's box. The lack of Gusto's overlapping run against Sancho played a part in Sancho's bad game today. I'm not going to even say it was a bad game from Jadon Sancho. It was
I think quiet is the correct word.
Yeah, it's quiet. Schlutt set up exactly how I said he would.
And you got to credit Liverpool's defense as well. You have to credit not saying you don't. I'm saying people will just blame the attackers. So
yeah, so Schlutt set up exactly how I said he would have. I said on the Yardman podcast, if Chelsea plays at 10 against Liverpool, they'd lose. I said that straight up verbatim. If Chelsea plays a 4-2-3-1 against Liverpool, they'd lose. Chelsea has to match Liverpool formation for formation. That's what they did to score. When Chelsea went a back three to match Liverpool's 3-4-2-1, Chelsea scored immediately. This is the issue that this is what I said would have happened. I said Liverpool had all the cards in their hand because they completely counter Chelsea. Liverpool was the worst matchup for Chelsea. I said this on the Yardman podcast, and it was a fantastic game because exactly what I said would play out, played out. Exactly how I said it would play out is how it played out. You watched, as I said, that Cole Palmer would struggle to pass Gavin Birch. I said that would have happened. We saw it happen. We straight up saw it happen. Lavia and Caicedo played fantastic. I don't know what the hate was. I really don't get what the hate was. I saw it in Louis's chat. I don't get what the hate was.
I still can't believe that, man, that there's Chelsea fans saying that Lavia and Caicedo were bad.
You want to know why?
Sexuals, bro.
You want to know?
We went. Well, let me just say real quick. We went 1-0 down because I was on Lewis's stream. We went 1-0 down, and people were saying, "Oh, look, we benched our racist Argentinian, and we're still losing." Enzo doesn't make a difference, regardless for that goal, man.
He doesn't.
Goal.
And everyone who thinks it was racism in the chat, by the way, these men had African surnames. It's just stupidity.
No. It doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me about it. And Chelsea straight up played fantastic today. Like, I don't want anyone to try and sully this game. This was a fantastic tactical game. I was not bored watching this game. Like, you usually have some tactical games in the Premier League that are just horrible to watch. This was a very fantastic game to watch. Yeah. Liverpool's defensive structure and Sancho was still getting the best out of Liverpool's solid shape. Sancho was still getting the best out of Liverpool at some point in this game as well. The foul from Trent, that should have been a pen. If it's outside the box, it's a foul.
I said that on the watch along though, Kaneki. If that same challenge is made on the halfway line, a foul's given and no one says anything.
No,
the exact same challenge.
Yeah, so it was a pen to me, but incompetent. I'm not going to get into that. But
yeah, but I don't think the ref overall though was bad though. I don't think he
was bad.
No, it was just some decisions in the game. I'm not
was
trying
VAR
to.
that didn't pull the Sancho decision back anyway. It wasn't the ref.
Yeah, so I'm not going to try and discredit Liverpool's win because I said Liverpool would win because I wanted Chelsea to prove me wrong. And credit to Chelsea, you did prove me wrong today. You proved me wrong today, Chelsea. I said I want you to prove me wrong, and you did. You lost. I predicted you would lose, but you proved me wrong today. Because how I said everything would have played out, you changed it when I saw your manager realizing, okay, trying to go the technical route against Trent isn't getting much out of it because since they're playing with a back three now, with Gravenberch almost acting as a third centre-back, Trent can't get isolated because the moment you pass Trent, you're going into Konate. So instead of going the technical route, he decided to go pace with Neto, which worked. Maresca's quick thinking to this game surprised me. So you proved me wrong today. You did prove me wrong today, and I really did enjoy this game. What I have a gripe though with Chelsea is this. I said it in the stream. The problem that I don't find comfortable with you is your goalkeeper and the centre back that's playing beside of Colwell. I don't trust your defense. I trust Colwell. I don't trust your defense. And today it showed exactly it. I trust Colwell. I just don't trust your defense. Because they were.
What are your thoughts on Fofana?
On Fofana, listen. What the injuries did to that guy it's heartbreaking because I have him had as one of the future centre backs for France. How he was coming through at Leicester City, I had him to displace Kimpembe. I straight up had him as the Varane replacement for France. That's so good. That's how highly I rated Fofana. The injuries have completely ruined him, but I trust Chelsea to at least, or should I say, I trust Maresca at least to bring him back. Just take time and just try and mold back Fofana into the Fofana that he will never be the Fofana that we saw at Leicester City. But you can get a better version of Fofana, a decent version of Fofana if you work with him. Because I'm telling you this right now, how you guys play today with just a decent backline, this game goes way different. You would have probably have drawn the game today if you had a competent back four.
Yep.
Really. Your goalkeeper, I have no idea what that guy is. I really have no idea what that guy is. In the January,
goalkeeper.
I said he's like, never mind. Sorry, go on, Kaneki.
Yeah, in the January transfer window, what you got?
Sorry,
Just is such a legend.
In the January transfer window, you guys just need to go to France and go take Lafont, fam. Just go take Lafont from France, get him on loan or something. Just something to just try and solidify your top four right now.
But bro.
Lafont?
Yeah, Lafont, yeah.
Yeah, is he really? Is he? Because I heard about him like years ago, but is he really still that guy?
He's decent. I'm not going to overrate him. Out of 10, I'll give him a 7. Out of 10, I'll give him a 7. But for Chelsea right now, even if at a 6.5, he's better than what you have right now.
I agree.
Because what technically you need right now, you don't need a ball-playing goalkeeper. I'm sick and tired of hearing this. Chelsea doesn't need a ball-playing goalkeeper. You just need a stopper. That's straight up what Chelsea needs right now. You guys need a stopper.
Yo, let me ask you.
That's the irony, though. That's the irony, though.
Just you go.
Yeah, but that's the irony, though. Like their coach won the ball and playing keeper, though. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
The coach does want it, so it's like Lewis, you can't argue against him.
Yo, Lewis, what are you saying about your goalkeeper and your two centre backs? Not so much in today's performance, but like overall with Sanchez, Colwell, Tosin, even though he played today, if we can throw Fofana in the mix as well.
Tosin had his shaky moments first off, but I didn't really notice too many errors second. Like I know partly to blame for the second goal, but I look more at James and Sanchez than I do him. Who else? Colwell, shaky for the penalty. Past that, I didn't think too much of him. Sanchez, I don't know. I really don't know this guy because he's shown me so many good performances this season. I was really thinking he's turning a corner. Then he just drops a game like this. Like it's just annoying. And here's the thing: at goal, when you're in goal, you have so little room for error that even if he's having a season like this, and I'm seeing the improvement for him, it's not enough when you keep making mistakes. Like there wasn't just one bad pass, like I usually say he has. It was like 3 or 4, and he's got a hand in the second goal. Fair play. Like I think the other penalty call, like he got to the ball first, so fair play to him for that. But, but the margin for error is too low. Like even this level, not good enough. I need more consistency. It's just been a step up on last season.
Yeah, and Lewis, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you. To Rashi Chen.
Let go. Okay, Kaneki. No, we're not even doing that. We're ignoring certain things.
No, I finished anyway.
Nah, but I'm saying even that. Ignore the comment. We ain't even
you sure?
Let go. Let go.
I don't think we should allow idiots.
We're not here for that. Ignore. He wants attention. Ignore him, and he will go away. He clearly wants attention.
But that's something I
bring the comments like that though.
Let him go, Kaneki. He just wants attention. If you go back and forth with him, he's gonna go back and forth.
Go back and forth. I want to get rid of him. I want to get rid of him. Actually,
you know how you get rid of him. Ignore him. Guarantee he won't comment again.
What's good? Flo's got a show later on as well, so we have to hurry up.
I said we could go buy for a band. Sorry.
Yeah.
By the way,
big up to Mike's as well, man. Big up to Mike's.
Oh, and today as well. I don't mean to disrupt, but something for Chelsea today though is. During you guys' game though, there was a point in time where even when Liverpool scored and made the game 1-0, you guys had clear options to have scored 2 goals without reply. You guys, the thing with the attack is, it's the reason why I said I wanted Nkunku over Jackson today. Jackson scored a good goal. I'm not going to take it away from him, but there were some points in link-up play today where the ball just didn't really stick to him today, and it disrupted four counters from you guys today. Like, what are you guys' thoughts on that?
He was trying too much in the first half to do like hold up play, and like that's just not it. That's not really like he's not like a Drogba profile. He's not that. But in the second half, I think he played well.
No, it's just that when I just saw him just force good counters from Chelsea got ruined because of him, and I was like, yo, in do or die moments, you can't really be doing this. It's something he does from time to time. So I want to know what your guys' thoughts on him is, because on the podcast I said I would have played Nkunku this game just to have somebody to try and drag their centre backs out. I know Jackson scored, and I know in the second half he improved, but in this first half alone, though, when you had Liverpool on the back foot basically before they scored, ample opportunities to take the league, but every time the attack reached to him, it's died. Like, I have an issue with that sometimes. As I said, you guys support Chelsea, so your look on Jackson is a lot different from mine. It's way different from mine. So you can probably explain it a lot better to me in that point of view. But when I'm constantly seeing the ball going into my striker, and he's just ruining counters after counters, and then we concede because of his errors now, like, it gets to me. It really gets to me.
No, first. Surf is in the cut as well. Surf, what are you saying, man? Thoughts on the game before we'll move on. Don't worry, people. We're gonna get Surfer's thoughts, and then we're gonna get to Gary O'Neill's comments that Warrior J mentioned, and Jez, he's got something to say on Spurs, and then we're gonna cut out. Yeah, go on, Surfer.
My thoughts haven't really changed. I'm sort of sitting there going,
yeah, obviously I know, but the chat.
Sorry, in case you missed it, everyone else. We should have taken something from the game. We're not saying we should have won. We definitely should have taken a point from that game. I just can't get over that. Everyone's that Vega miss right there in the header. I mean, that was, he beat Canate in the air. Canate wasn't anywhere near him. You know what I mean? If he gets on target, we're talking 2-2. None of this experience one out for Liverpool bullshit that I'm hearing. Do you know what I mean? You were literally a Vega target and a header on target from it being 2-2. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those. That's what I mean. I come out thinking could have got more. You know, I still don't understand the Reece James and Lavia changes when they happened like 5 minutes after the second half.
He made a comment. He said Maresca said it was his plan to take them off after 60 minutes, but I did 55. 1 second, I'll try to find it.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
This is it. For James and Romeo, it was an hour maximum. I decided to change them after 55 minutes. That's from Bobby. Why
10 minutes? I mean, what's the point? You know what I mean? If it was like 65, I could understand, but 10 minutes, I'm going, just take them off at half time then. Everyone then knows what they're doing, their role and everything like that. But yeah, I thought Lavia was very good the first half. He's a very classy player, very good passer. I just want him to stay fit. Caicedo had a monster game for me, even when, and I just think putting the captain's armband on him helps as well, because he's a different player when he plays with Lavia. You can just tell. I think he's happier. You know what I mean? Not that he doesn't like Enzo. I just think he overthinks stuff when he's partnering with Enzo. And I don't think Enzo really played badly.
Yeah, I think it's just a better fit. I think that's what it is. I think it's just a better fit. We've all played football.
I just don't understand this. Why didn't we go to Madueke more in the second half? He was roasting Robertson in the first half. Do you know what I mean? He was like getting past him, and then we didn't go to him in the second half. It was sort of like a passenger. Do you know what I mean? I would listen. If you're going to take Madueke off, fine. I would have put Cole Palmer on the right and put Nkunku in the middle and try that for like 15 minutes. See if that works. If you're going to take Madueke off, but no, I come away going missed opportunity. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to overhype. We played well because we lost, because we still lost. Do you know what I mean? There's still what I want to see now is against Newcastle, and you know what? I like Steve and everything like that, but I want to trounce Newcastle. Do you know what I mean? I want to trounce Newcastle. Seriously, I want a reaction. I want a reaction to this. I want a reaction against Newcastle. Liverpool. Listen, Liverpool are arguably the best team we played this year, but I don't think like all this. You're going to hear a lot of Liverpool fans say, yeah, well, we gave you the ball and stuff like that. No, you kept giving away the ball, and we couldn't capitalise properly. That's what happened most of the half. But what about our chances? Sanchez is crap. He's a scrub. But Sanchez isn't. His palms aren't stinging because he made so many saves, and neither is Kelleher. Really, no goalkeepers coming out here going, we had a hell of a game. No, I think it was a pretty. No. If it ended in a draw, It's an even. To me, that's a fair result.
Yeah,
I
think it's one piece of magic from an obviously decision making. Two defenses. I think he said it's on the two defenses. I agree with that. Yeah, go on, so if I can finish what you were saying.
No, I just listen, Chelsea fans. I just don't want this underdog loser mentality. Oh yeah, but we really played well. We should really focus on that. No, we can focus on that for like 12 hours after the game, but let's get our heads straight and go, what didn't we do well? What do we need to improve? Because I'll tell you right now, the way it's going right now, if you offered me Liverpool at home at Stamford Bridge, I think we can beat them. I think we can beat them at Stamford Bridge. I think we can.
And let me ask you this. I think that's every team in the league you think the same, right?
Yeah.
Well, I thought so. And that's what
the only thing I'm fearing, not really fearing, the only thing I'm worried about, the only away fixture I'm worried about now, like on paper, is because it's just Man City, because you have to take Man City away as a normal game. Do you know what I mean? You have to like go that you can't treat them like you're going to Everton or something like that. Do you know what I mean? You can't do that. Like even our terrible records away at United, Newcastle, and Everton, I'm still confident we should be beating them. We should beat you. In 2 weeks' time, you and I should have a Q&A, and I should be talking how Chelsea swamped you at Old Trafford. I just think so. That's not. I respect the record. I'm worried about the record.
But that's going to be the 10 game right there.
Our record, we've been at even with our better teams over the last 11 years, and not won. So I will respect the record, but if we're taking records out and looking at the two teams and the managers, if Eric Ten Hag is still there, which I think he will be, you'll have to admit in 2 weeks' time, I think he will be. I think we should be knocking before Spurs can go up there and do it. I think we definitely should be going up there and do it.
Yeah, Surfer is right. Like, there needs to be a bounce back, a reaction, and these players, this team needs to start showing that
he's going to kick them up the arse this week in training.
They can perform when they're expected to. Fine, away at Anfield is what it is. We played well, probably could have been a draw, but this is what it is, 2-1 loss. But now go to St. James's Park, go play Man United. I think it's at OT. You're expected to beat those poor sides because they've been very poor this season. You're expected to go beat them. Go put in those performances.
Question: can you guys pay the Premier League for Sancho to play, or is that like a no?
No, I think
because I know in other leagues they can do it.
No, it's a PL rule. It's a PL rule. Lone players can't play against
it's an EPL rule. You can do, if we're in the Champions League, we can do it. If we're playing in Europe,
Kaneki wants that Sancho goal team, man.
Why do you want him to play?
You can tell.
You want Sancho.
I just want to see something. I just want to see something. You know, I just want to see something.
He just wants chaos.
Exactly that. Before we carry on, still over 160.
Give him a fake moustache.
Well, like it's the cartoon or something. It's 160 of you. Like
that's not Sancho. That's one of our youth players.
Rancho.
It's Hayden Lancho. Hayden Lancho is here.
Like it's Pro Evo. You know what I'm saying? I only have a little Lacos and that. You know what I'm saying? And all the players,
it's Troops.
Hey, bro, get the week out.
Back again. Now you to take your time with it. Now, shout out to Troops, man. Shout out to Troops, man. That tweet, he helped me go multi-platinum on that tweet. I think it's got over 100k views. Hey, shout out to that's like getting a Drake or Kendrick feature. Hey, shout out to Troops, man. And I speak to him tomorrow. I'm gonna thank him for that. 110%.
Bro, you got the JC. You got the JC.
I got the JC. Y'all got the JC feature. That shit went, and he quote tweeted it. Oh yeah, 100%. Oh, without doubt. Shout out Troops.
Speaking of Drake
again, you know what I'm saying?
And Kendrick, did anyone watch Never a Foul last night and watch Big Expanse tonight? Gal and Monts giving mad. I've got clips for days.
Bro, seen yeah. Shout out to them.
Saying what?
What were they actually saying?
Don't worry, we'll use it for next week.
Right, we'll use it. Okay, that works.
Is it Arsenal Liverpool? Okay, yeah, cool.
In regards to the Wolves City game as well, this is Gary Neal on VAR. We were told it was because he was in close proximity to the goalkeeper. Bernardo Silva couldn't get closer to Jose Sa. One thing I will say is we criticize VAR when it don't work. It worked.
It was a correct
decision. It was the correct decision. And the fact that the people in the VAR room bottled it and sent the referee over to go and deal with that because they didn't want to make that decision. That is
since VAR has been in the Premier League. I believe there's not been they've never sent someone can listen. I'll be glad to be proven wrong. I don't believe
a couple times it's happened, but I never seen it.
I've never heard of it. I've never heard of a referee going to the screen for an offside decision.
Because you know why that is, Surfer? Because they bottled it. So when people talk about referees, when I tell you these people are incompetent, how many more incompetent decisions do you need to see before you go, yeah, they're just not very good at their job? They bottled that. Everyone could see quite clearly Bernardo Silva was not impeding Jose's side. And they watched it in replay. They had it in all different angles, slow-mo, real time, speed that up. And they were in no rush to make a decision. They could have took 2 minutes, 5 minutes to make that decision, and they bottled it and said to the referee, hey, go over to the monitor. This one is on you. That's basically what they did. Not want to make a decision.
Automated offsides wouldn't even make a difference in this case. It wasn't even
exactly, because it was line of vision.
They even got it wrong on the screen because on the screen
he's even crouching down. Just said it. But you know, crouching down. He was crouching down in front of him.
But you know what though? You know what they had the offside on the screen because I don't think they never did. I think they never went to a VAR screen and then you had line of vision there for an offside there. Like, it's always they always call it offside, but this is the thing. You could see straight away. So that's why when people call it offside, how? Because you can't be offside.
Only got themselves to blame. It was like 4 corners in a row right at the end of the game.
In a row, like you were asking for a goal. You were asking for a goal.
They're asking for hoof.
You can't continue to give the. I keep saying. I said it during the watch. Even though City weren't at their best, you can't continue to give the ball away to a team that have players of that quality in the final third. Because eventually, normally they'll get you just sheer volume. And even though it wasn't a great individual brilliance or it wasn't a great team,
it was an Arsenal goal.
It was an Arsenal. They Arsenal.
They did Arsenal.
They did Arsenal. Same way we watch Bournemouth and what they did to Arsenal.
Yeah. What was hilarious? What was hilarious this game, though? Like, what was hilarious this game is I said that Arsenal taking out Rodri has inflicted such a horrible thing onto this league now because we're going to watch Manchester City do some fugazi bandulu things that they've never usually do. I understand that right now in the last couple of games for Manchester City, their centre-backs are who've been scoring their winning goals.
Yeah, they did.
They're also conceding a lot of goals. Fulham should have beaten them.
Yes.
Fulham should have beaten them last week.
And they can't create through the middle either. Like I've been saying that. Like they've been
It feels like we've been having the same conversation about City in regards to them not being at their best, which I agree with.
They'll still win the title. They'll still win it.
But look where they are in the table. Look how many points they have to top.
Seconds.
Yo, Kaneki, I said this when Mundry got injured, when Arsenal fans were laughing, that this isn't a good thing. City will still just create something crazy and still win. You don't want this.
I'm watching Kovacic breaking his records. Kovacic right now is on 3 goals. This nigga has never scored 3 goals a day in his life.
Yeah, fuck.
John Stones has now scored 2 goals in 90-something minutes. He's never done that in his career. John Stones has never scored 2 90-minute goals ever in his life. He's done it this season. What is going on right now?
Hey, they've been calling. Go on, man. Go on.
No, see, that's like Kovacic has like 6 goals in his entire Chelsea career, and already has like 6 goals for City in 2 years.
Bro, they've been calling Pep Haram Pep this season, bro.
Yeah, we have the same conversation. Yeah, we have the same conversation about them, and then they click into gear, and then they
But I do think they need to go into the January window and make a signing. I do think they have to do so.
Here's the thing: we know they will. It's not
about Zubimendi.
No. I'm not saying that they don't believe they're going to do it. I do think. No, I'm just putting it out there that they have to do it regardless. They're going
to buy Zubimendi, bro. They're going to buy Zubimendi.
Yes,
don't even Zubimendi. Don't be surprised if Pep Guardiola don't go somewhere and dig up Ilya Mendy or freaking Ever Banega.
Yeah.
For 2 years and just put them in the midfield and he's just over. Don't be surprised if Manchester City just signed Pjanic.
Kaneki. What if City get Pogba?
Nah,
if City get what? If City get Pogba, I want to see. Fam, you need to understand. I want to see blood. I want to see the tears.
I ain't gonna lie. From
I want to see the tears.
That would be fantastic.
I don't think
it happens.
Yeah.
You said Spurs. Obviously, you lot 1-4-1 against West Ham. You wanted to talk about something in regards to Spurs. Talk to us.
Oh no, there's something I wanted to talk about quickly about it because I know you have to obviously dip soon.
Yeah,
just want
to clarify. Second highest goal scorers.
Sure. Hey, let's go. Bro, you have 6 points. You have 6 points this week, bro. Shut up. If your team doesn't have 6 points, shut up, man. But nah, bro. It's just something. It's something that I've been thinking. It's something that I've been talking about actually quite for along the season. Is how where are the narrative? I'm not talking about from the outside. I'm talking about within the fan base. Is that where was like necessarily the narrative about that our team all of a sudden can't defend no more and how the manager can't coach a defense or anything like that against West Ham because like everybody looked at because for me what I hate was that how the team was talked about and how within the fan base after the Brighton loss because I think that was a complete head loss. Man saw me, bro. I wasn't online for like 6 hours. My head was completely gone. I needed a McFlurry Oreo flavor if you needed to know. Like, bro, my head was gone. My head was gone. But the thing that I look at and say about that Brighton game for me was that I don't necessarily. But the second half was a complete collapse. But I feel like a lot of people tried to put a lot of that performance on the manager. And I do believe, the manager could have maybe done a difference in terms of making certain subs, maybe at 2-1, maybe at 2-2, before it went 3-2. But the narrative about how this manager can't do any sort of level of adjustments, the manager hasn't made any sort of tweaks this season, the manager is making these defenders look worse. Okay, why didn't he make these defenders look worse against West Ham? And don't get it twisted. I don't think necessarily that West Ham has been amazing this season. Don't get it twisted. But this is kind of like this is it's just the people who have been hypocrites. One time is when we win a game, regardless who it is. The team is just not that good. But then if we lose against this team, then it's like, the manager's not that good. So for me, it's something that I have to just mention. Obviously, are we gonna do it on the Thursday? Are we gonna do the show on Thursday?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So I'm gonna.
I want to get to say.
You mean after we all compete in the finest European competitions this week?
Absolutely.
Yeah, bro.
And big up to Spurs. He says, I think you guys have misunderstood the VAR decision. It was disallowed on the field, so absolutely had to get involved. No bottling involved. Ref has to go to the screen when it's interfering with the opponent, as it's a subjective decision. Here's my thing is to that. They could have told him in his ear, it's no foul. The goal is legit. That's why. So yes, I still stand on it. Them bottling it because they have a better. Why are you giving it to the? Why are you looking for the referee decision when you have a better angle to show from it? You decide.
Yeah,
I can tell him before you go, Surfer. There's nothing subjective about it. It was clear as day. It was clear as day a legit goal. If you can't decide that in the VAR room, you're not capable of your job.
This wasn't like the Chelsea-Liverpool penalty this afternoon, right? Where referee gave it. You can see why he gave it on the pitch, right? Because there's no way he would have seen Sanchez touching it, right? That's the good VAR right there, right? That's the goodness of VAR. You got the decision right. This didn't need to go to a screen whatsoever. It should be. If the referee has got it right, you've got a guy crouching down in front of evil David De Gea, right? In the Wolves goal, yeah? He's crouching down. He's not even by the way, Bernardo Silva's not even the tallest player ever. Do you know what I mean? He's still short anyway.
Oh, yeah.
But when the corner's coming in, he moves to the side, completely out of the line of view of the goalkeeper. So even if he was standing there out of the line of view, it's still not offside, okay? This is what I'm talking about. It didn't need the referee to go to the screen.
That's not how it works. The protocol say they have to send the ref to the screen in those circumstances, and the rules are messed up. So my point still stands.
Common sense.
The common sense has to kick in. Forget the protocols, forget the rules. Because how come they can enforce the rules sometime, but then not enforce the rules sometime?
Why can't four people looking at multiple replays which the referee doesn't have Just tell the referee, do you know what? We know why you haven't given it, and we agree with you. End of story.
And I can't. Maybe the protocol is wrong, which I agree, but you can't criticize. Yeah, I can criticize the officials.
Yeah, we can.
Because we've watched officials not do what they're told. How many players? It's an ongoing joke. How many players do we see kick the ball away, which is a booking, and the ref don't give them a booking? And we criticize for that, or stopping the restart. You can't. What's the word I'm looking for? You can't have that both ways. In regards to, they're enforcing the rules here. That's cool, but if they're enforcing the rules on this instant, it has to be consistent across everything.
And it's also subject to the opinion. It's subject to the opinion who's running it, right? That Jadon Sancho penalty thing, I still think it's a penalty. They said, they agreed. They looked at it a couple of times. They agreed with the ref. If I had another crew, they might go, actually, you need to take a look at this.
Oh, did they look? They looked at the Sancho one.
They said they agreed with the referee's decision. I don't even think the referee really knew about it. Do you know what I mean? I don't think he really knew about it. That's the situation where VAR needs to get involved and go, hey, you might need to take a look at this for you. We think it's a possible penalty, but we just want you to take a look. And just take a look. That's what it's there for. Do you know what I mean? Not, we just agree with him on the field. But what if he didn't see it properly? There's no way he saw it 100% from where he was. It's whether he stepped on his foot or not, because the body's in the way. He's not looking at his legs. You know what I mean? Hey, pause. I didn't mean anything like that. But, I'm just saying, I'm saying, right? His focus, he's trying to, let's face it, he's trying to keep focus on other things, but that's a situation where VAR, but it's also subject to opinion of who's running the VAR. Yeah. If they didn't think it was a penalty, I'm not going to tell the referee that it was a penalty.
That's why I say they bought it, because they could have easily told us, hey, you do not need to go to the monitor. We will deal with. When did officials ever care about protocol and doing the right thing?
Well, look at the thing about they booked Sabozo for kicking the ball away.
What was the protocol in the two finals they robbed against Liverpool? Where was the protocol when they robbed Chelsea in the two finals against Liverpool? Where was the protocol? Protocols then.
Exactly.
Well, they had to change the protocol. They had to change the protocol against us in the UCL final, man. They had to change it after that because everybody was confused.
Yeah, because they're saying protocol against Burnley when Arsenal were playing against them. One of the Burnley players literally caught the ball and threw it out of their own box, and the ref never gave a penalty. Arsenal lost that game 2-0.
What happened about the Villa game when the goalkeeper was literally in the goal? It was VAR with that protocol.
After VAR and that shit as well.
Yeah, so I understand what Spurs is trying to say, although it's the rules. So sometimes, but Spurs, these guys are incompetent. I doubt these referees can properly spell their own names.
Because you know what's crazy? You know what the crazy part is? Let's say the referee has allowed said it's a foul, and then they telling him in his ear, no, it's not, and then he goes over and checks the monitor. Say he agreed with his decision, then what? Say they disagree. Yeah. Does the referee on the field overrules the VAR guy, the VAR official, but yet the VAR officials have seen it from more angles and better angles than you, and there's more opinions.
4 people versus 1, and the one people says, yo, it's not a foul. The one said it's a foul.
Kaneki is under more pressure because you're there on the pitch. You are getting called every name under the sun at that point. Even though you made the right decision, you are getting called every under name under the sun by the Wolves manager Gary O'Neill, by all the staff, all the coaches, players, and all the crowd as well. I'm not confusing the Spurs. We're not confusing refereeing decisions. I'm just not defending them. I
got a feeling something Fugazi is going to happen in that Liverpool Arsenal game next week. Something where we're going to go.
I still remember when saying that after that Liverpool Spurs game at the Spurs stadium, how unfit. And this is what the sport is, isn't it? Eventually it's going to come back to Liverpool. Liverpool fans going to start crying about a referee decision within the game. It just happens.
Next week we're going to get a penalty against Newcastle for the same thing that happened to Jadon Sancho. It's going to happen. It's going. And you know what the ironic thing is?
And don't be surprised if Sancho's the one that win it.
They're going to use VAR and look at the screen. The irony of it. It's just going to be, and you know what it will be? It'll probably be the same crew. as well, but they would have given it this time. That's what it would be.
You know what they confusing? That's just the referees are incompetent. That's just basically what it is.
See, but that's the thing. That's the thing, though. But that's why
they're incompetent.
That's the thing, though. That's why. Like, I don't pay attention. Like, you know how you can actually go and check who's going to referee in the game, and I never understand why people go and check who's refereeing the game, because, like, for me, it's pretty much the same person.
People like to excuses. That's why.
I never like for me.
It should be now who's in the VAR room. That's who it should be now. We need to know who's in the VAR room. Yesterday, I think Arsenal fans were complaining because there's a Liverpool fan in the VAR room, so that was a conspiracy, or the referee support.
I said this on the stream. Actually, I can't remember. It was the stream yesterday after the Arsenal game. I can't remember the last time I've seen Arsenal fans as a collect. Obviously, we're gonna end it obviously shortly, but I can't remember the last time Arsenal fans as a collective or the majority could just sit here and say, you know what, we deserve the L.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I can't remember the last time.
You know
10-2 by
I think under the last.
Actually, no, wait. There was. Oh, forget.
I'm trying to say it, bro. I can't remember the last time where the majority of Arsenal fans sat there and say, without saying conspiracy or the league didn't want us to, or the league didn't want us to win, the ref didn't want us to win. Like, trust me, as a majority.
Actually, no, I've got one. Baku.
Yes, we're going back all the way to 2019. What?
5 years. Yeah.
This is what I'm trying to say.
To be honest, that's more than I would have given them credit for.
We're being honest.
No, but that's what they can't take an L.
But that's what it is. I've been watching football since the 90s. I've never, ever been like, who's refereeing the game?
No,
never.
I
know is Kalina because he was the most famous. That's it. That was it. Like, and then you know the oddball referee now, Kalina, because he was on the cover of Pro Evo.
Yeah, with the big eyes.
Yeah, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's
the game I consistently.
But
the game I will consistently complain about.
The reason why it's a thing now is go, Surfer.
I was saying the only one, and I really don't because it's the most famous game of us. It's obviously against Barcelona. That's the only real one where I can go. A referee, I can go towards a referee screwed us, but I can also go.
Yes, me.
We should have buried them. Do you know what I mean? There was obvious penalties. Like the PK ones are obvious. The PK ones is like it's like an obvious penalty. It's like it's one of the most obvious penalties never given. The other three, there's like legitimate
new age thing. I've never been like, all right, who's rep like?
But even then, it's like when I watch that game back, I go. I forget how many chances we had in that game that we should have buried them before. Plus, they had a man wrongly set off as well against us. People forget that.
The reason why it's a thing now is because we have too much information.
Yeah,
we have too much information.
Too much information is
so people will just make up excuses. They won't like take accountability of we had chances to score or our players should have played better. No, it's always a conspiracy.
And there's 24-hour news, 24-hour sports channels, like not even there's like even radio and stuff like that. Dedicated segments to each like thing. It's now recorded and played over and over again. It's like,
but large up to everyone that is locked in. We are gonna close out, but we are redirecting to the new show. I'm doing the Manchester United Liverpool show, Barbados edition with Beijing Reds TV. Well, two of the members from Beijing Reds TV, Barnes and Potts, are over there.
Where's the Africa edition coming up?
Hey, find me a Ghanaian I like, and then I'll do that show.
When's the Trinidad one happening? When's the Trinidad one happening so I can get involved?
Find me a Trinidadian I like too, and then that will happen too.
Hey, I'm with the Nigerian one. Where's the Nigerian?
Hey, same different. Hey, we can keep going.
That's why they treat
you only.
If it's people you like, aren't you just doing the show by yourself?
Because like the likes of Lewis and Kaneki had some class, but you cretins, it's a whole different conversation.
Lewis class, you mad?
Hey, what's it called? Omar, he asked
I carry myself with 100% decorum, mate.
Yeah,
you can't even spell decorum, man. You know what I mean? You can't even spell decorum.
I can. I'll come back to you.
You know, Lewis thinks decorum.
Not you.
Hang on, guys. You know what Lewis thinks decorum is? Painting the walls. That's what he thinks decorum is, man.
Yeah, but yo, facts, we gotta close out. But big up, man. I
thought it was a strain.
I know it is, but yes.
Flawless wonders. He wonders why we think he's a prick and ballad.
Hold that.
Yeah. What African show for you or Trinidadian show for you, sir? But anyways, we're gonna close out.
Hey, I'm German. What you talking about?
All right, German family or German are like, yo, insert nation here, you know.
He's talking to Jez. He's talking to Jez. You're literally talking to Jez. Or Steve. Steve. That's it.
An American, a Polish. What else is he? German, Hungarian.
Scottish. He'll come out with that.
Oh no! There's either 69 countries.
We close it out. Love to everyone that's locked in. Sarcasm City Sports Q&A. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to Careful. Make sure you do that. And like I said, we're redirected to the United Liverpool show. So we're going to talk more Liverpool, Chelsea, of course. New show, people. Manchester United Liverpool podcast, Barbados edition, with 2 of the members from Major Reds TV, Barnes and Pop. So we'll be over there. So we're going to redirect straight over there. It's already gone live, people. But yeah, don't forget this show, all the other shows on the YouTube channel are available on all audio platforms as well, Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, etc. So big up to everyone that's locked in. This has been the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Respect and see you lot on the new show. Big up.
God bless.